No niin, arvoisa yleisö. Tervetuloa Saloon, tervetuloa Salo CyberTalks 2020. Most warmly welcome here to city of Salo, and especially Mr. Rami, Efrati, Sir, welcome to Salo as well. Meillä on tässä kolmas historiassa Salo CyberTalks tapahtuma käynnistymässä ja sanomattakin on selvää, että olemme täällä Salossa erittäin ylpeitä siitä, että meillä on tämän tason ja tämän mittaluokan ja ennen kaikkea tämän asiantuntijuuden tason omaava keskustelu käynnistynyt tässä. Ja on 2 vuotta loistavaa historiaa taustaa tällä tilaisuudella ja taso on ollut erittäin korkea ja voitamme sitä samaa tasoa ylläpitää tästä myöskin eteenpäin. Kun aikanaan käynnistimme tämän tilaisuuden, taustalla oli erilainen aluetaloudellinenkin tilanne kuin tänä päivänä. Edelleen tietysti meillä on haasteita täällä Salossa, mutta on myös avannut uusia oikeita mahdollisuuksia, joita oikein näköjään joka päivä lisää ja lisää. Niin silloin ehkä se fokus oli enemmän ja enemmän siinä, että Suomen teknologiamurroksen jälkeen pitää ainakin meillä alueellisesti, miksei myös kansallisesti käynnistää keskustelua siitä, millaisia vahvuustekijöitä, kilpailukykytekijöitä ja vetovoimatekijöitä teknologiasektorille voidaan luoda. Siinä vaiheessa tietysti niin kuin jo vuosien ajan on ollut käynnissä vahvaa keskustelua IoT:stä ja kuten tässä moneen kertaan on todettu, niin Salossa meillä syntyy myös aika vahva ajatus siitä, että paitsi tämä IoT-kehityskulku ja jatkuva laajentuminen meidän arkipäivään ei mielestäni enää sovelluksiin, vaan siihen kaikkeen, mitä me teemme, on päivänselvää, mutta myös samaan aikaan tämä yhteiskunta haastaa meitä enemmän siinä, että kuinka turvallinen tämä meidän ympäristö on, missä me elämme ja koitamme jokapäiväisiä asioita kehittää. Ja tämän kautta luotiin ajatusta siitä, että kyberturvallisuuden uhat ymmärtäen voidaan myös miettiä, millaisia mahdollisuuksia se luo ja ennen kaikkea minkälaisia mahdollisuuksia ja jopa niin kuin edellytyksiä se luo sille, että me voimme täällä Salossa olla kehittämässä osana Suomea, osana meidän kansallista ja globaalin kokonaisuutta, meidän teknologiateollisuuden uutta kasvua. Siinä on päästy eteenpäin, mutta mikä on ehkä uutta, niin tuolloin emme vielä niinkään ajattelussamme käyttäneet sitä näkökulmaa, että kuinka merkittävä asia kyberturvallisuudesta on tullut meille oikeastaan meidän kaikkien organisaatioihin. Sittemmin, kun nykyään kuitenkin jonkin verran, en paljoa, mutta jonkin verran käytän aikaani siinä, että luen asiantuntijoiden erilaisia artikkeleita ja koitan hiukan seurata tätä kybermaailmankin, sanotaanko pintaa, niin meistä moni tietää, kun tätä ajattelua on mennyt siihen suuntaan, että ei ole enää erityisiä kyberturvallisuuden organisaatioita, vaan enemmänkin tällainen ajattelu, että every organization is cybersecurity organization. Eli tavallaan me kaikki olemme jo omalla tavallaan vastuussa erilaisista tietohallintoon liittyvistä kysymyksistä, yksilön suojaan liittyvistä kysymyksistä ja yksilön oikeuksiin liittyvistä kysymyksistä. Ja sitä kautta meistä on tahtomattammekin jo syntyneet sellaisia organisaatioita, joiden vaan on ymmärrettävä se vastuunsa. Tässä on sittemmin ollut jo Suomessakin muutamia, useita, mikä on oikea sana, ihan hyökkäyspohjaisiakin julkiselle sektorille kohdentuneita häiriötilanteita, joilla on ollut myös jonkinlainen hintalappuunsa näiden asioiden selvittämisessä. Ja näin voidaankin sanoa, että kun me esimerkiksi Salon kaupungissa harjoittelemme häiriötilanteita säännöllisesti niin, että meillä on meidän työturvallisuudesta ja turvallisuudesta vastaava henkilö järjestää meille erilaisia skenaarioita, niin voidaan kyllä tänä päivänä sanoa, että tässä ajattelumaailmassa kyllä tietosuojaan, tietomurtoihin ja kyberturvallisuuteen liittyvät uhat ovat jopa osaltaan huomattavasti todennäköisempiä kuin monet muut meidän arkeen, meidän elämään kohdistuvat uhat. Ja tämä on ainakin oma henkilökohtainen näkökulma jo tässä maailmassa, missä elämme. Kyse on kuitenkin lopulta siitä, että me olemme paitsi yksityisinä organisaatioina, myös julkisena organisaatioina erittäin vaikean tehtävän edessä, koska meidän pitäisi pystyä rakentamaan sitä luottamusta, että meidän järjestelmiin, meidän tekemiseen ja meidän erityisesti palveluita kriittisiä tietoja sisältäviin järjestelmiin, niin niihin voidaan luottaa. Ja koska tätä jatkuvasti monien tahojen puolesta haastetaan, niin tällöin tämän keskustelun tarve entisestään korostuu. Henkilökohtaisesti toivon, että meillä käynnistyy vielä huomattavasti nykyistä vahvempi keskustelu siitä, että me haluamme aktiivisesti olla luomassa tietoturvallisia ja kyberturvallisia ympäristöjä ja ymmärrämme sen, kuinka merkittävä kilpailukykytekijä se on meidän yhteiskunnallemme tulevaisuudessa. Näillä muutamilla avaussanoilla toivotan paitsi ennen kaikkea tämän erittäin arvovaltaisen yleisön tähän tilaisuuteen lämpimästi tervetulleeksi, mutta toivotan myös kaikki puhujat tervetulleeksi tähän tilaisuuteen. Ja tässä kohtaa luovutan tilaisuuden puheenjohtajuuden kansanedustaja, puolustusvaliokunnan puheenjohtaja Ilkka Kanervalle, joka on ollut tässä tilaisuudessa alkuvideosta alkaen mukana ja tuossa päätöskeskustelussa ehkä sitten voimme puhua siitä tulevaisuudestakin hieman. Lämpimästi tervetuloa. Olkaa.
Viisaita sanoja, Ilkka Tankkari. Ensinnäkin täytyy sanoa, että jotakin varmasti itse kullekin säädölle merkitsee se, että Salon CyberTalks-tilaisuus profiililtaan tunnetaan Salon rajojen ulkopuolella. Ja nyt en tarkoita vain kotikaupunkiani Suomen Turkua, vaan myöskin rakasta pääkaupunkiamme, nykyistä pääkaupunkiamme Helsinkiä. Tällä on hyvä profiili, tällä on hyvä kaiku, soundi siinä keskustelussa, jota kyberasioiden ympärillä käydään. Ja alan valistunut mielipide tietää, mistä on kysymys, kun puhutaan tästä Salon tilaisuudesta. Sen nämä pari kierrosta ovat selkeästi osoittaneet. Aivan yhtä selkeä fakta on se, että meidän fyysinen turvallisuutemme, tiedätte hyvin, että tarkastelen asioita hyvin vahvasti politiikassa UTP, siis ulkoturvallisuus- ja puolustuspolitiikan näkövinkkelistä. Sitä keskustelua ei ole mahdollista käydä ilman, että sen aivan elementaarinen osio on kyberturvallisuudessa. Se on niin keskeinen turvallisuuspoliittinen tematiikka tänä päivänä, että se ei enää ole vain pelkkä marginaali-ilmiö, erityistyyppinen asia yhteiskunnassamme ja yhteiskunnissamme ja sanoisiko meidän sivilisaatiossamme kaiken kaikkiaan, vaan se on käytännössä, voisiko sanoa, yhä enenevässä määrin sellainen asia, jota katsotaan melkeinpä omana puolustushaarenaan. Enää ei ole pelkästään maalla, merellä ja liukkailla rantakallioilla, vaan ollaan todellisuudessa myöskin kybermaailmassa silloin, kun puhutaan kokonaisturvallisuuden olennaisista piirteistä. Tämän asian luonne ja hallitsevuus tässä UTP-keskustelussa on sellainen, jonka tietysti digitalisaatio tuo tullessaan, niin emme voi edetä digitalisaation tiellä, jos emme tätä asiaa ota tosissaan. Ja me ollaan tietysti tällä hetkellä ihan eturivin paikoilla niiden kansakuntien, yhteiskuntien joukossa, joissa digitalisaatio pelaa roolia ja eikä meillä ole mitään tarvetta tietysti edes etsiä peruutusvaihetta tässä. Toinen asia on tietysti se, että meidän täytyisi nähdä itsemme mahdollisimman epähoukuttelevana maana niille toimijoille, joilla on pirulliset ajatukset mielessä. Ja siinä suhteessa tietysti ollaan vaiheessa, jossa meidän oma osaamisemme, mutta myöskin kansainvälinen yhteistyö ovat asioita, joita välttämättömästi kumpaakin tarvitaan. Sen ison kuvan luomisessa ja niiden yksityiskohtien hallinnassa, joista tässä on kysymys. Ne edellyttävät selkeää tilannekuvaa, ne edellyttävät johtamista. Meillä esitetään miljoona eri asiaa. Jotkut sanovat, että asia hoituu sillä, että perustetaan ministeritehtävä sitä asiaa varten ja kuka tuo minkälaista ajatusta kyberturvallisuusjohtajista ja niin edelleen Suomelle. Kaikkia sopii esittää, kaikkia pitää niin kuin ajatuksellisesti testata, kyllä. Mutta mä luulen, että tärkeää on tuoda toimijat ylipäätään yhteen tällä alalla. Ja tämä Salon foorumi on siihen poikkeuksellisen merkittävä. Se tuo yhteen tämänkaltaiset toimijat, joita tässä niin kuin kaupunginjohtaja minusta pätevästi perusteli. Niin kuin osaava väki tietää, mistä on kysymys ja etsii yhteisiä ratkaisuja. Ja tässä eivät kansalliset toimet yksin tietenkään riitä. Uhat menevät yli valtiollisten rajojen ketterästi tänä päivänä. Tiedämme monia muitakin esimerkkejä, enkä lähde niitä uhkakuvia ja pirujen seinälle maalaamisia tässä nyt läpikäymään, mutta tiedätte hyvin ilmiön luonteen tässä suhteessa. On tärkeää, että meillä Suomessa on konkreettista osaamista näissä asioissa ja me olemme luotettavan roolissa kaiken kaikkiaan kansainvälisenä yhteistyön toteuttajana. Tässä mielessä me itse joudumme sparraamaan koko ajan tätä tilannetta ja tämänkin vuoksi tämä Salon hyvä perinne antaa hyvää lisäarvoa meille. Mutta hyvä auditorio, may I say that I'm really delighted to present you Mr. Rami Efrati from Israel. Mr. Efrati is one of the founding members and former head of National Cyber Bureau of the Prime Minister's Office in Tel Aviv. In his capacity, he raised Israel to a leading position in the civilian aspects of global global cybersecurity. Mr. Efrati served in Israel Defense Forces for almost 30 years, transferring to the reserve in the rank of brigade captain. He has also extensive civilian experience and has been involved in entrepreneurial activities with both startups and established companies in the cybersecurity industry. I couldn't think of a better person to share his thoughts on cybersecurity challenges in cities and how to turn cyber threats into the business opportunities. This is very essential interest, of course, of everyone. So, Mr. Efrati, the floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Shalom. Good morning. And how do you say it here in Miltä? Before I came here, I met a friend in Israel. He told me, I know every language in the world. I said, every language? He said, yes, every language unless Chinese. I said, oh, this is great. If you don't know Chinese, maybe I'm now going to Finland. I don't know any word in Finland. In Finnish, I didn't understand any word. And then maybe you come to me as you speak every language in the world, unless Chinese say, no, Finnish is like Chinese to me. So I realized that I'm in a big trouble and I have to do it by myself. I'm very thankful to CyberTalk, which invited me here to Salo. It's my second time in Salo. I was here in the past, exactly in this building, while we all used to have Nokia phones. In Israel it was also very popular. I don't know how many of this version of Nokia I had. And that's why I'm so happy to be here today, because being again in Salo, in a place that has a well-known history, and I believe will have a very successful future, is a must. And when I met Mr. Lauri, the mayor of Salo, I told him something that I'm going to tell you now because I think it's very, very important. We are dealing with the most sophisticated technologies in the world. And the subject of a smart city, which will be also a safe city or a cyber safe city, is really not only one of the main issues that we are dealing with, but this is also our huge opportunity for business to make Salo again and again as it was in the past. And by the way, I'm not officially from the government of the State of Israel. Israel is willing to help you as much as possible. I will come to this issue because whenever you are dealing with cyber, you deal with cooperation. And this is so important. In my view, as I'm very still young, so I can view for the next future, I believe that we are going to see an innovation city which will become a test bed for all new technologies dealing with cybersecurity for smart cities, and which will enable young people to come here to Salo, come back to the same buildings, and start their own startups dealing with cyber. So I really hope that this is the first move towards these things, and I really believe that it is going to be a very important signal all over the world, and especially in Finland. I've been many times in Finland. I'm crazy about this country. For the first time now I'm going to be in winter in Sariselka, only minus 26 degrees. I got almost shocked, because in Tel Aviv it's 26 plus, and people are on the beach. How many of you have been to Tel Aviv or to Israel before? Fantastic. So we are going to have the Israeli way today, although you are from Finland. If you have any question, don't wait. Ask me the question. Everything is on the record, and I will answer you every question that you are having, because I want to make it like a talk, as I believe that we are dealing with things that I started to see moving quite good in Finland, but in Israel it is a culture. Cyber is a culture. We are living in a cyber culture. Let's start with the good things. Last week, one of the Israeli cyber companies had an exit. An exit means that they sold their company for the small amount of $1.1 billion. The biggest cyber business ever done by Israeli company. We had before 700 million, 200 million. I'm telling it before because you can do it as well. I know the University of Jyväskylä, I know all most of the people in the universities. I believe that, and based on my experience also in the military with your all kind of encryption and good things, I believe that you can do it. I'm not going to speak anything about what's going on in Finland because I don't know what's going on in Finland, but I will try my best to share with you what we have done in Israel and what should you do. In cyber cities, in safe cities or smart cities, we have just started. But as a matter of fact, all of us are living already in smart cities because our municipalities are having already all kind of database. Some of them are having already smart meters. But soon we are going to have more, and I will come to it very quickly. But I would like very much, first of all, to thank both the mayor of the city and also to Mr. Ilkka Kanerva. Thank you very much for being here as well, and to all of you. And I invite a big delegation, I've already done it, but I invite you as well to come in June to Israel Cyber Week. In Israel we have several big, 2 or 3 big conferences on cyber. Why I would like you to come? First of all, because I can promise you that the weather will be much better than so you will be able to go to the beach. By the way, some people are doing it even today. I know some people here are jumping to the water as well, but not for me. But the most idea is to show you this culture, the culture of innovation, the culture of making new things, the culture of identifying new technologies, the culture of sharing this knowledge. And just to start with it, I said that Israel is ready to share with you. I met a lot of people during my 2 days here in Helsinki, and I told all of them, if we would like to have a better world, we need to have a bigger cooperation on cyber. No secrets when we are dealing on cyber defense. If you have a kind of cyber active, some people call it offense, this is very sensitive. I don't deal with it. But on cyber defense, it is a must to share. And one of the most important things that we will see, and I'm going to speak about it, when we are coming to smart cities, it is not just Salo's problem. It will be Turku, it will be Vaskula, it will be Helsinki. All the cities will be smart. And if we are not going to pre-plan it and to make sure that we do it the right thing, we can have a chaos. I'm very happy that I see here people from the police and I believe also from the defense. We are all working together at the same thing. And if we have our expertise and if we have our knowledge, we are ready to do it together with you. Just to make it very clear, I'm not here to promote Israeli technology if you can do it by yourself. If I'm a Finnish guy, I would like, first of all, only Finnish people to work with me. I wouldn't like to see Israelis in your sensitive places. This should be only Finnish people. I would not like to see Finnish people in my government working on cyber either. It means that once you start dealing with cyber, you need to deal also with education. And just to give you very quickly, although it is not the main issue of my speech today, is an ecosystem. You need to build an ecosystem. The ecosystem in Israel, which enables us to become one of the most successful countries in cyber, are based on 5 pillars. The first pillar, you have it, but not in our scale, is the military. Every good thing starts with the military. As those, all of you know, we are living in not such a friendly environment. So we have to take very carefully every threat. And cyber is a threat that we started to deal with it in 2003. One of the reporters asked me, what happened? I said, I don't know, maybe Bruce Willis with Die Hard 1, 2, and 3, and 4, he started to deal with cyber, and we realized that it is a threat. Military is the most important thing, especially in small countries like ours. We know each other. So I usually say to every startup that comes to me, and I still see many startups, and I tell them, whom would you like to meet? He said, I would like to meet the Israeli CEO of Microsoft. I said, no problem. I'm going to, but he said, I called his secretary. He told me, don't call me, we will call you, they will never call us. I said, no problem. I'm going to see him tomorrow in my reserve. And now, every guy that I meet here, he knows people who are in the military, like the mayor here. So the military takes a very important role, first of all, because small countries know each other, and you can talk with everybody, but the most important thing, because the military is the first one to identify real threats which are coming and identify new technologies. I believe also in Finland. The main difference between us, and I don't criticize you, of course, is that we take it very seriously. When somebody from Hezbollah, or somebody from Hamas, or somebody from anywhere in the world is saying something, I am going to attack Israel, we don't just throw it away and say, no, it will not happen. If we hear about a new attack coming from Iran to any other place in the world, we say, listen, now it is in Finland, in 2 milliseconds it will hit us. Meaning we have to take it seriously, and we come out with new solutions. Iron Dome is on one of the solutions for kinetic, but Cyberdome is the next solution that we are having also in the government. The second part, I'm not going to all these pillars, is education. We start teaching cyber at the age of 10. You should ask me, wow, every 10 years old guy, he knows mathematics? No. He has to understand that a computer is also a threat to him. That he has to know how to push the button, which button he should know, how to be aware, how to make sure that there is no mistake. Then he will go to the high school and to the academia, and he will find out that cyber is not only a technological issue, it is a business issue, but also it is an interdisciplinary subject, because we are dealing with mathematics, encryptions, computer science, ethics, laws, sociology, and so on. We give people the opportunity and we educate them. Another more important, I'll go only to one of them, human capital. You have the human capital. You have the right people that you would like them to stay here. How do you make young people stay in your country? Give them a future. Give them an opportunity. Make sure that they will decide, we are going to stay here as long as we can. We are not just going to get a phone call after we get our PhD from Microsoft, Google, and others and leave to the United States. You would like them to be here in Finland. I believe what we are going now to do in Salon is one of the first steps into bringing these people back to this business. Technology. We are all listening every day about 3 new buzzwords that are going to take a very important role while we speak about smart cities. I'm not speaking politically. 5G. This is going to control our life. And you are proud. Nokia is one of the 3 companies in the world that are really leading the world on 5G. In China, they're already talking about 6G, by the way. So I believe that also Nokia is working on this. 5G means that all our life are fully connected. In my age, thanks God, not me, people are having an insulin pump, pacemakers. Soon, if my memory will get out, I will get maybe a USB, which was invented in Israel, by the way. And we are all connected. More than that, 5G is going to connect millions of sensors together immediately. No latency. Meaning an operation, a medical operation of course, taking care now from the States with Leonardo, a robot, in Helsinki hospital, is going to act exactly as the patient is next to me. Later we'll come to the risks, of course. So 5G is going also to connect the smart cities with its cars. Every car will be connected to the other car. Autonomous vehicles is a huge business. One Israeli company was sold, I think, for 5.1 or something like that $1 billion, Mobileye. So it means it is a good business. Connected cars is the next move. It's already started, meaning that while I'm driving together with Apo, and thank you for inviting me here, and the mayor of the city is coming from another side, and there is traffic light, there will be a connection to say, hey, your car has to stop. As a matter of fact, it will not even notify me. It is going to stop me. Because in the next cars that we are going to leave, these are cars that we will not sit the same way you are sitting now. We will sit like in a conference or in a business meeting. because we will make sure that we can work while the no driver is taking us everywhere. And if I'm coming to Tel Aviv, which the most important issues these days, unless cyber, is real estate and no parking. Parking is better than a startup, believe me, because you pay so much money for parking. We will not have any more parking problems in the city, because we will drop out of the car. The car will go somewhere to park, and when we finish our business, the car will be notified automatically that it is going to be finished, because it has some sensor showing now the coffee time came out, and it will come to take us. So 5G is going to lead our life, and 5G should be secure. Without this security, we cannot live. And 5G will take a very important role while we speak about this kind of safe cities. And at least in Israel, there are so many companies who are dealing with it now, because we see it as the first move to the future, also to the future of these companies. The second one is AI. When I was younger, we used to call it machine learning, but now the new buzzword is artificial intelligence. How to make the machine think as if it was a human being. How do we make sure that our sensors, and sensors are going to take a very important role in our life because we'll all have it, will update about what's going on. Sensors, you know, today in every new traffic light, there are more, or there will be more, than 30 sensors. And I'm not speaking about cameras. I'm saying about so many communication sensors that will update about what's going on in the city. For instance, if some of you like jogging in minus or in plus 3.5 now, no problem. What you are going to see, you would look at your application, and will tell you two things. First of all, don't go to this area because it is raining. But the second one will tell you, even the one that you just identified, don't go there because there is much more pollution coming. Just become an editor of a movie and think what will happen if this will be somehow interfered or attacked or breached. What will happen? So the second one is, the first one was the IoT, Internet of Things. Everything is connected. I was asked by one of the correspondents here, he said, I just bought a machine, a laundry machine, which is connected to the internet. I said, oh, you are lucky that you don't have yet a refrigerator connected to the internet, otherwise they will start fighting. I'm not afraid that my refrigerator will attack my laundry machine. I'm afraid that somebody, maybe a big brother, or somebody, is having a hub in my house, and your houses as well, and your cities, which is looking at you in every minute, every second, knows what you love, knows where you are, knows what you read, everything, and no privacy. We'll talk about privacy. Because on privacy, at least in Europe, you did amazing things. I spoke in the European Commission about cyber terrorism. Not relevant here, I hope. And I told them, listen, I thought you have to do this, and I believe you should do that, like we've done in Israel. Okay, everybody was very well prepared, so they didn't answer. And then they said, we cannot do it, we don't agree on anything between us. I said, listen, maybe you don't agree about anything, but on GDPR you agreed. And GDPR means privacy is living hand-to-hand together with cyber. And the best thing about it, for instance, in Israel, there are two separate authorities. One is the innovation, the private authority, privacy authority, and the second one is the Israeli National Cyber Bureau. So when you are looking at the smart city, make sure from the first minute that you have all these professionals working on the smart cities from the privacy part to take a part together with you. I usually ask my the guys in the Israeli privacy, because I know the Israeli people. Each Israeli people has about 7 ideas. I said, listen, I know what is going to happen. after I will come out with a decision, you will come to the news and will say, no privacy, you didn't listen, you didn't do it. Sit next to me. Tell me what to do. And so I do recommend you, before you start, take also anything you believe that can take a part, and first listen to them. One of the biggest success of the Israeli National Cyber Directorate is building a trust between the government and the private business. I'm not speaking now about the public, we did it as well. Building a trust is the only way to succeed. Without it, nobody is going to support you, nobody is going to help you. But let me tell you some other things. Try to identify what will happen if there will be a cyber attack on the smart city. I'm not speaking about chaos on an unknown scenario. One of the most important things when you plan ahead what you are going to do, think what will happen wrong. Because if you don't guess and plan what is going on, you will not be able to prepare yourself for these things. The other thing when you're dealing with the smart cities is budget. Now I have to speak about money. We all have to come to this stage. Why is Israel so successful about cyber? Two reasons. Let me say first that I'm not a political guy. I'm not from my prime minister party. I'm saying it because if you are going to ask why was Israel so successful, you will find two main reasons. One of them is the prime minister. Prime Minister Netanyahu decided that cyber is a big issue and this works under the prime minister. It was a message. So if the smart city is under the mayor, is a message to all the other departments, in our case the ministries, that first of all, the budget is coming from him. Second, you have to be the good boys and you have to cooperate even if you don't like it so much. Not so easy. And if you are not going to do it, you know what will happen. Either you will not be in your place or you will not have the budget. So the message that Prime Minister is behind cyber, and if you come to Israel and you listen to my Prime Minister, he usually starts with the threats coming from Iran. But the second issue, and while he will be no more, who never knows when, in a Prime Minister, he will say one of my best achievements and my biggest one was cyber. So first of all, I'm saying it because I met with many people here. And anybody I met with him, I ask him first of all, who is responsible for cyber for the civilian sector in Finland? Do you know? Well, once I was in a meeting like this, and you tell me when I'm finished because I can know. One was in a meeting like this, and the lady from the last part, she said, Rami, I have a question. I said, okay, what is the question? She said, imagine yourself that three of the energy companies are now blown out because of a cyber attack. I said, okay. She said, no, my question is who is responsible? I looked behind. I saw nobody. So I said, I believe it is Prime Minister Netanyahu. And I believe that he's not going to like it. Because nobody wants